Hey, a quick FYI. The material on this channel may seem inconsistent at times. As a gamer, I enjoy a wide range of content from simulation racing to AAA titles to indie games. I will continue any game or story as long as it still has my attention, but may drop it if I feel there is nothing keeping me on the topic. If there is any particular series you want me to continue, leave a comment and I may continue. Maybe. Hello everybody, DarkCoyote82 here, and today I'm going to be showing you my results from the Nations Cup and Manufacturer Series Round 1. The first event that we're covering is Lake Maggiore using the Bugatti Veyron Group 4s. No, I don't have any strategy with this car because I never use it, so we're just going to go ahead, we're just going to jump right on into the event and see how I did. With the fact that Bugatti doesn't have a Group 3 variation, and also because it kind of handles like a school bus around corners, nobody ever really uses the Bugatti Group 4 whatsoever, so I'm glad Gran Turismo at least tried to make it relevant once again. I'm not going to show you how my practice run went. To be honest, there isn't too much to cover. I didn't get the greatest of all times, but, you know, I at least figured out the basic quirks of this vehicle, figured out how heavy it feels, but, you know, it's okay. Instead, we're going to take a look at what my competition is going to be. Actually looking pretty good here. I have a good number of A's and a number of B's as well, so that way I'm hoping to dominate a little bit. Everybody with S-Class, that's going to be pretty important, which means that I'm in a nice, clean lobby. Shouldn't expect too much bumping, I would imagine. Everybody here is going to be taking this race quite seriously, so hey, that works. I'll accept that. So I'm actually not going to show you anything from the qualifier as well. This was a track I did not too much practice with this vehicle, so I wasn't expecting anything great. Other people, on the other hand, were able to pull out 205s from their qualifying run, so hey, good on them. Certainly put in the work, I suppose. But anyway, what I'm expecting is that turn 1 and turn 2, I hopefully can make up a few positions right there, because it always turns into a massive mess. I don't think it'll turn into too big of a mess here, because fortunately we're racing in a Sportsmanship S race. So that means everybody here is going to be taking it seriously, including the game. I forgot about how finicky this can be. Fortunately, Draft House Racing, I haven't had to deal with this for quite a while, but here it matters. So as I'm behind Potato Wave here, he pulls off my favorite trick of parking himself on the apex. I give him a small nudge, nothing too costly, but there it is. Just to remind me, yeah, you need to pay attention. Alright, so we're all set to go racing. However, first, may we all please stand for the national anthem of the FIA Nations Cup. Man, that is such a elegant anthem that they have put together for us. Thank you so much, Gran Turismo. Anyway, here's going to be our starting grid. We're going to run down the vehicles real quick. I'm actually not going to go through all the names and whatever else. I'll let you guys look and see if you were in this race or not. Obviously, you would know. Alright, we are all set to go racing here at this once-in-a-lifetime event. The Bugatti Veyron Group 4 cars being used. After this, they're probably just going to sit in all of our garages, never to be seen again. Like, hey, let's be honest, nobody really likes this car, but, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, today we're starting with a grid start, but with false starts going to be penalized. Always a fun way to begin. You always hope that maybe the guy in front of you just messes it up so that way you gain a free position. Unfortunately, no, that doesn't happen here because everybody here is actually good. Instead, I get a bit of a late start. You're going to notice the guy behind me. Yeah, there he is. Sure enough, he starts poking his nose around, but it wasn't that bad. I'm going to get sandwiched in between Blaze Freely and I Dabble here, but that's okay. It's kind of to be expected. Actually, that was a really clean start so far. We notice a little bit of bumping off to the left here. I'm going to pass by Potato Wave. Potato Wave's still going to hold on to his position just fine. In fact, he's going to shovel me off to the side a little bit. Shovel himself off to the side. It's a little bit too much there. And he's going to get bumped to the right. Take the position right in between them. Excuse me, guys. Thank you very much. And, oh, there's that SR just for giggles. All right, fast forward a small chunk here. We're going to see somebody go wide up ahead. That's going to be the Rainbow Bugatti and another Bugatti up here. It's not I Dabble, but the person in front of him that got a 3-second penalty. Ouch, that's got to hurt. But hey, so far, as I said, qualifying here does not matter. I started back in 14th. I'm already up in 9th. This guy in front of me is going to drop down, so I'm definitely going to get to 8th. Surely by lap 2 here. Here we are, lap 2, approaching definitely one of my favorite corners in the game entirely. Like, I love this corner. It's like a roller coaster here. We're going to see iDabble up front go way too wide. He's going to touch the sand just a little bit. That's all I needed. Thank you so much. I'm going to take your position as well. Fast forward here up to lap 3. Now he's going to be right on my tail. If you look on that course map, he is right there. He's catching my draft. That's okay. I know he's going to take the inside of this corner, but I already know that he's messed this one up before. I know he's just going to do it again. I'm going to let him take that position, but then he's going to go too wide. See you later. Hey, thanks so much. Trade off once again, and here I am back in 7th now. All right, fast forward. We're going to skip over lap 4. Nothing good happens in lap 4. Instead, the spicy stuff here is going to be lap 5. I'm behind Awesome Paulie. In case you don't remember, I think he started in 3rd in this race here, and yet all of a sudden he just dropped like a rock, and I'm about to find out why. Watch his cornering around turn 3 here. He gets a little too wide. Something seems off. We're going to bump corner panels here. That should have been a big red flag to me. Hey, you might want to keep your distance from this guy. Something seems off. Find a nice, clean way to pass him. But I didn't take the hint. And instead, we're going to go full speed into turn 5 here. There's a braking point right where this little curb here ends. He's going to brake before it when I usually brake after. I'm going to hit him in the backside here, and I'm going to get a 2-second penalty for my troubles. That one, I completely earned that. I can't even say anything otherwise. But that's okay, because he's going to do the same thing back to me here. Here, I'm going to brake a little bit too late, actually, and I stay on the brakes for a little too long, and he's going to bump me. And, well, he's going to get a second penalty now for all of his troubles. So, yeah, we've been playing a little bit rough. It's probably about time that, we get put in timeout. We're the kids that got a little bit too crazy out on the playground. So we're going to stay away from each other around here instead. Actually, he's going to pull straight into the pits. I maybe should have followed him, but I'm thinking, no, at this point, we do need to keep our distance here because this is not working between us. So go ahead and skip up to the next lap here. I'm seeing now everybody's deciding to pit. I found it a little bit weird seeing how we're using racing hard tires. However, I'm starting to feel a little bit of a difference. Maybe it's about time for me to go ahead and pull in as well. So we're just doing a tire change here. We're not going to worry about gas. All I need are the tires. So there's going to be our team going ahead and swapping those out for me. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to see nothing but penalties straight up ahead. If you look, it's actually all familiar faces. We got the Rainbow Gotti. We got Awesome Paulie. There's Potato Wave as well. Awesome Paulie. Wow, what is that? A 4-second penalty. What on earth did he do in the course of 1 lap time? That was all it took, and just he drops like a rock once again. Potato Wave also got one as well. So, wow, 2 positions all in one go. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Right behind the Rainbow Gotti here, he'll be taking his position in just a little bit here. Alright guys, one of the dirtiest tricks that probably everybody here knows, but this is a chance to see if the guy in front of you is paying attention. If he's not, well then it doesn't work, but if he is, you can distract him very successfully. Here I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sweep over to the right as if I'm going to pass him here. I think that was all it took for me to get him distracted. He's going to go way too wide. I'm going to go ahead and take that position. Thanks so much. A little bit of budging here. And, well, it seems like a nice clean pass, I guess, minus the bumping, but that's not what the game noticed. No, instead it noticed the track limits. Yeah, that small corner that I took, that was all it took. Ooh. So, yeah, unfortunately, that half-second discrepancy is going to have me drop back a position here. I'm going to lose a position to Super Slow-Mo, the Canadian driver up here. But I get the feeling I can gain it back because, as you can see, he's a little bit bent out of shape. Especially with this corner, this is where it becomes really obvious. Just way out of the line there. Clearly, I'm in his head somehow, even though I'm a half a second behind. I mean, I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal. But that's okay. He's going to brake way too late, and I don't know if it's that he didn't change his tires as well, but he's going to go way too wide as well. It's a free position. I'll very happily take that. 6th place, however, that one's just way too far up ahead. I don't think I have the chance of catching him. Sure enough, no, I do not. But, I mean, hey, 7th position. When we started in 14th, that's half of the grid that we had passed along the way. I'd say that's a pretty good result for us there. So yeah, for a brief moment there, my heart, it knew happiness. As you can see, I gained over 100 points from that one race. Hey, that's a pretty good season. It's not Gran Turismo finalist huge of over 200 points, but I'll take it. Over 100 points, yeah. But then the game decides to tell me, oh, by the way, you dropped down to an A for that one bump that you did. That really just busts my ass right in half. That hurts. That hurts to see. I worked so hard on that. And now I'm down to A. And you know what makes it worse? Fast forward now to the Manufacturer Series. Me trying to pick it up over 3 days, I actually managed to drop it down to a B. I'm now part of the B team. Group 3 Machinery, going around Dragon Trail, one of the hardest courses in this game, and I am part of the B team, where you're going to notice a very big difference in quality of racing, I guess you could say, where these guys just, oh man, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Just everybody's swerving left and right. I mean, this is a course where, yes, I make mistakes too, but you'll notice that I only make mistakes at the very same corner over and over again. Alright, so here we are at the qualifying. This time I'm actually going to show you how my qualifier went here, because this got really interesting. This went down to the wire, I guess you could say. So first up, I noticed I have an issue. It's saying I'm on racing hard tires. Everybody just kind of defaulted to racing hard. That's just what the game wanted to put us on, but I know that you could switch it to racing soft. You just have to get off the track, switch it over, and there you are. Now you should be going a whole lot faster than everybody else, so in case nobody knew that, get off the track, switch your tires. That's going to be really important if you want a good lap time. So here we go then. A little bit late out of the pits, but that's okay. I'm certain at this point I can catch somebody's draft, but I'm not necessarily in this big gaggle that you can see in front of me right now. They're going up around the first hairpin. But a lot of people are already slowing down. Somehow somebody already has a penalty into turn 1. Look, I know I'm probably kind of coming across as a bit of a snob, but it's just their strategies make absolutely no sense here in this lobby. Just two guys decide to just slam on the brakes all of a sudden, just for no reason, just because I'm nearby. Granted, this is the outlap, so it really actually doesn't matter how fast you're going, so I'm going to pass by 2 more people here. Notice Whiffy Mofa here in the Corvette behind me. He's not even going to use his brakes, he's just going to use me to pinball his way into the turn. I mean, hey, I guess that's a strategy that I used back in Nintendo 64 days, so hey, pretty good. But it doesn't work here. He gets a second penalty for his troubles. The game called him out on it, knows what he's trying to do. But I know he didn't do that on purpose, right? I mean, like, that would have just been rude. So here we go, we're passing by, I don't know if I want to count that as turn 1. I count this as turn 1 here. I'm going to hit the brakes, here we go. He tries it again. And this completely disrupts my racing line. Like, now I'm definitely not going to get a good lap time here. So thank you so much, Whiffy Mofa, I really appreciate it. So the life of your tires is important, so we're going to restart. I'm going to fast forward here. We're not even going to look at the outlap, but notice how much the time has decreased here. I had to go around for a whole, 2 minutes just to get out of the outlap, and now this is my actual run here. This Toyota up front, driven by, Dubbub? He compromises me just a little bit. This one is pretty sneaky, I'll give him that. Just messes me up. I go way off here just because he made a little bit of meander over to the right. Alright, this was my actual lap. This is the one, it's do or die time. I need to focus here, and whatever I get here, I can't afford another restart. Like, whatever this is, it's going to have to stick. So I'm here behind, I'm just going to call him Gomez. I don't know what kind of name that is, but whatever. I'm here behind him. Fortunately, I think I can get a draft off of him pretty much for the entirety of the race. I see that he's in second place, so he's somebody that I know I can count on here. So we're going to stick behind him. So far, we have a nice, pretty clean line. And if you look at the mini-map, there's really nobody in front of us, so it really should have just been the 2 of us. So that should work in my favor, I suppose, but I'm already starting to see that people are falling behind. Kind of interesting. Not really sure why, but this is a B lobby, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. So let's see here. We're right now catching up to the Lamborghini here. This is what I'm going to call the little Lamborghini that could not. Because just he slams on the brake, parks himself in the middle of the road, and Gomez bumps him on the side here, almost successfully got around him, but I guess he just wanted to make his presence known. Now he's trying to do the same to me, but I'm not even going to stay on the track. Screw him, never mind. Whiffy bumps me one more time, screws my lineup one more time, but this time it's not going to be the worst of all effects that I could have had. I'm going to get past him successfully as well. And then we just have this McLaren just meandering over to the left. I'll swing past him, didn't really bother me too much, I guess. And now we're going to get the draft from this BMW as best as we can out of here. I don't think it's going to be all that strong, but hey, we are looking at a pretty good lap time here. We are going to get a time that puts us in 6th place. You know what? I will very happily take that. Thank you so much, Gomez. In the end, no, it didn't really matter. I get dropped down to 9th, but hey, you know, we'll take whatever position we can get at this point. All right, everybody, it's time to stand for the national anthem of the Manufacturer Series. Alright, there it is. Such a beautiful anthem. I love the vocals in that one. Anyway, wow, look at that. That's a BMW Z4 up front, and that's not something to see every day. Anyway, everybody, here we are. Go ahead and take a look at the starting lineup here. Really? Seriously? Alright, so here we are, ready to go racing here at Dragon Trail Seaside. I'm in my Ford GT, probably one of my favorite Group 3 vehicles. I love the speed in this thing. This thing is no joke when it comes to speed. And we're certainly going to be utilizing that against everybody today. I'm hoping to have a really good showing here against all these B racers. I really can't say much because now I'm a B racer as well. Hey, you know so. Anyway, race starts up. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get started. And right off the bat, I can tell this shouldn't be too hard. I just have to do my best to drive clean because look at this. They're already making mistakes themselves. You get somebody to just get shoveled off to the side. Once again, my favorite brand, Ferrari. Anyway, we're going to fast forward a little bit. I've already moved up a couple of positions here. I'm in 6th place here. Get through that chicane of death. Always intimidating it is. And look who made a mistake through there. It was going to be our leader in the Z4. I have to admit, I always thought that the Z4 was pretty nimble of a car, so I thought of all the vehicles he wouldn't have any trouble. But anyway, he comes in, bumps me, drops my SR, thank you so much. Notice what lap it is. We're talking about lap 3. If you notice off to the side, there he goes into the pits. I'm not sure what his strategy is. I know that, you know, you have like Takuma Miyazono who came up with the 3-stop strategy. He's going to try the 8-stop strategy, apparently. Alright, so here I am behind Mikey Mike, him and his Porsche. We're going through the chicane of death. Tires grip a little bit weird and does not work out for me. I end up eating shit on the wall. Drop back a little bit here. Lap 5, I'm going to pass by someone that I guess they just decided to turn into a spectator and just watch the race, not even bothering to move. Hey, that's okay. I don't blame you. Free seat, free race. Alright, fast forward a couple of laps here. Lap 6, have to be careful around this chicane of death.
Another one.
Man, I just can't do it. End up grinding along the wall here. Fast forward a couple more laps. Can I make it again? Oh, really tight, and I grind along the wall there. Alright, if you look down, you'll see that my medium tires, I know it doesn't really look like they're at the end of their shelf life, but trust me, it's about time for them to go. It is getting a little bit crazy. Plus, it's lap 8. I do need to get off these tires because I do have to go through all 3 compounds. I'm going to take Takuma Miyazono's strategy. I'm going to get rid of these mediums. I'm going to switch over to hard, actually. I'm going to go ahead and get those out of the way. And then from there, I'll do only 1 lap on those, switch over to softs, and then I'll switch over to softs again. Hopefully that'll work in my favor. I would certainly hope so. Anyway, alright, so here we are, lap 9, now just going to get these plague tires out of the way. Really shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm right now behind 3rd and 4th. I don't know what happened, but it seems like they just dropped back all of a sudden for me. But hey, you know, I'll take it. Sounds good to me. We're approaching the chicane of death. Certainly not one of my favorite corners. Just gonna have to concentrate really hard here. I'm gonna use the brakes. Pretty slow to get through there, but I'll just have to take it at this point. Whatever, it is what it is. Going to that whizzing helicopter that's always flying so low. I'm always worried about him. God bless him if anything happens to him. Get through this final little corner here, and now it's time to go ahead and switch out of these hard tires. I'm also looking at gas, and I'm thinking maybe I should go ahead and get gas this time around. Just go ahead and get that out of the way. I'm at 47%. Go ahead and fuel up to that little dot that tells us exactly the amount that we're going to need to finish the race. There we go. And we are out. We are now out on the soft tires. Should be a pretty good, strong showing now. This is where I'm really going to shine. Right now behind 8th place. I should be able to catch him no issue through here.
Another one.
Oh, well, I thought no issue. And clearly that's not what my skill level would bring me. But okay. Kind of embarrassing. Alright, well, I don't really have time to worry about that, so look, I'm right now just trying to focus catching up on, what name is that? Ricky Dicky 77. I'm not even bothered, we'll call him Ricky. Anyway, here we go through the chicane of death one more time. Unfortunately, now I'm a little bit traumatized after my last experience. I'm going to brake here, and sure enough, that still didn't help too much. Slid me around a little bit. My confidence is really low getting through there, but fortunately the rest of the course I know I'm fine with. It's just there. But anyway, we're catching up bit by bit here. Fast forward a small touch as we cross over the line. I'm in his draft. Gonna go ahead and sneak over to his left and see you later. Thank you so much. Now I'm in 7th place. Now I've got to focus on catching up to 6th here. And as easy as it was to stay it, I actually did it. I caught up to 6th place. Not too much of an issue there. And I don't even have to worry about passing him. He's just going to go ahead and go into the pits. He's got to do his switches as well. So, hey, perfect free position. I'm not even going to worry about that then. Here we are, lap 13. Notice up ahead, a little bit of dust I just saw kick up for absolutely no reason. And we're going to fast forward. There's another one. Where is this happening? That's a little bit odd. I have Vicious Nix in front of me. He's the guy that's riding around in that Z4. He should be going through these corners just fine. But evidently not. Maybe the Z4 isn't as impressive as I remember because he's got a yellow flag now out and this son of a bitch crosses right in front of me. Oh god, I think I need to change of pants after that. That was a little bit too close. Okay, let's go ahead and have one established rule here in Gran Turismo Sport. When you're riding slow, because, you know, you got all messed up and out of place, please don't go back onto the racing line. I beg you. Okay, fast forward. Here we are, lap 13 now. You can see 4th place. He's going ahead. He's pulling into the pits now. Free position taken. That's fantastic. I'll take that. You can see up ahead. Now I have a back marker in front of me, but it's okay. Fortunately, Gran Turismo has it where you can just go straight through him. So I'm going to go right through him. He's in the ethereal plane for me. He doesn't actually exist. Get through my favorite chicane of death. Cleanly, finally. Held my breath a little bit there just in case. I don't even remember watching my own replay, whether I made these corners or not. I kind of randomized it as I was editing. Anyway, you can see 2nd place now. He's pulled into the pits. He's looking low on gas, so this is probably going to be where he's going to have to fuel up here, because he doesn't have enough to make it to that 2nd time around. And you can go ahead, you can see him pulling off to the side. He doesn't have the speed, so that's another position now. Now we're in 3rd place. We're looking really good now. Another yellow flag is issued. I'm hoping it's for 2nd place. Maybe it is. Mikey Mike at the Porsche. No, it's just another spectator just deciding to sit back, watch the race. Hey, you know, fun times, whatever. Proceed onward then. We're going to continue. We're catching up to 2nd place. I just have to sit down, focus, concentrate, all that fun jazz. These corners, I'm actually shocked that the Ford handles them so well, but they really do. It really works for me. Go through here, there's another back marker, deciding to take up their spot to be a spectator as well, watch the actual racers drive. Alright, cut through the chicane of death one more time. I hit the brakes because I'm getting a little bit nervous about these tires. That time was actually pretty clean, but these tires are pretty much at the end of their life. It's actually perfect. Time for me to go ahead and settle in for the last 7 laps on a new set of racing tires. For some reason, the fuel isn't exactly where I left it last time, so I'm gonna go ahead and get just a tiny little bit more fuel. Really doesn't matter. Hey, you know, it's fine. I dropped down to 5th. Oh, actually, nope, 4th. Vicious Nix is behind me. It kind of warped out a little bit there. But anyway, he's going to get right behind me. I know he's probably going to take the inside of this chicane. I'm going to have to work to get it back. Trying to be too hard. I'm going to let him have this position. But up here, he's going to get a little bit bent out of shape. Probably doesn't have traction control on, so that's how he's able to keep up. But that's all right. I'm going to sneak past him if I can get past this one corner. There we are. We're back in 4th now. All right. Moving on here, we're going to enter lap 18. We have 5 laps to go, and we have about a 30-second gap here to close. Let's go ahead and chunk this down a little bit. As you can see, Misery Machine, he's about 7 seconds in front of me. That's a bit of a hefty gap. But once again, I can close this off if I just allow everybody else to make mistakes. Sure enough, that's exactly what he's going to do. Watch it. It just dropped from 7 to 4 seconds. I don't really know how you do that there, but that's what's going to happen. I've closed up on him a little bit more now. We're at 2 seconds away from him. I just gotta focus, not make any mistakes.
Another one.
And, well, there's a mistake again. Well, really embarrassing, but you know, even professionals do it. Patrick Blajan during a World Finals did it himself, so if he can do it, I can too. In the meantime, that's a spot where not too many people make mistakes here, but Misery Machine is gonna make that mistake, end up in the sand trap. Fast forward a little bit here. I think his tires just must be spent. Look how wide he goes here. Thank God it's not a sand trap there. Goes wide again. His racing line is just all over the place. I'm going to try to go as far to the left as possible. I don't want him anywhere near me. No, you stay over there. No. I'm going to have to outbrake him here as well, because if he brakes a little bit too late, he's going to bump me and send me into the wall. But fortunately, not going to be a problem here. Past him, I'm in 3rd now. All right, fast forward here. We're now on lap 20. We're closing in on 2nd place, Mikey Mike in the Porsche. In fact, if you look just a little bit up ahead, you can see him. There he is. That tiny little speck right there. Oh, now his name's starting to appear. But I forgot my strategy. I don't know what kind of strategy everybody else is running with, but my strategy's paying off. He's got to go into the pits. He's going to have to do his hard tires. And, well, it's going to take some time for him to switch those around to whatever else. And I'll be like, he's on hard, I'm on softs. So he's pretty much out of contention here. 2nd place is guaranteedly going to be mine. I just need to keep my head down, focus. I'm doing pretty well. But there's one portion here right on the penultimate lap that I wanted to share with you guys. I found it pretty entertaining. You have the guy in last place here in the McLaren. He's going as slow as can be. Still manages to get that corner wrong. I don't know how the hell you do that, but you know, whatever. Alright, here we are. We're getting onto the final lap here. My soft tires are feeling quite worn out. However, speaking of tires, guess who had to go in for their last set? That'd be Gomez up in the BMW. If there's anybody that certainly seems to have a strong run here, it's going to be him, but he's going to have to do it on hard tires. It seems like his strategy is going to pay off just a little bit better than mine, because he's a little too far ahead here for me to catch any sort of draft. It actually kind of frustrates me a little bit, because any of those mistakes that I had made before, just take one of those out, I would have been in Gomez's draft, and I'd probably be giving him a good run for his money right about now. But instead, that's not the hand that I dealt myself. I'm going to bend a little bit out of shape here, but I was able to correct it just fine. So far, my worn soft tires seem to be doing about the same as his fresh hard tires. If you look at the gap, it's just dropped just a little bit. We're going back and forth between 1.6, 1.7. Unfortunately, I think the draft, in order to start catching the draft, you need to be at 1.3, 1.4. And I'm just not there, unfortunately. And in fact, right here, I'm going to have to brake a little bit early just to make sure that I don't go flying into the wall or anything. I'm having a perfect run on this lap, but what I needed was a good run on any of the previous 22. And it's just not going to do it.
Another one.
No, DJ Khaled, I'm not going to mess this one up. Not this time. I've worked a little bit too hard for this. I'm still behind him up here, but unless he just goes sliding into the sand wall here or anything, I'm not going to catch him. But you know what? I'm going to have to be content with second place. And I also have to be even more content with the fact that, you know, he's the guy, Gomez, he's the one that I saw making a nice, clean run up until the very end here where he goes sliding into the wall, but we're not going to worry about that. Maybe the game gives him a penalty? No, it does not. But he certainly earned it. Very good run from him. You know what? I'll have to be content with second place. It's just going to have to work. I'm bringing home a whopping 51 points. How do you like that? Take that forward. Anyway, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that other bullshit. I have a couple more videos that I need to edit. Hopefully, I'll have them both up by next week.